Colon cancer is now the #1 cancer killer in people under 50, and cases are rising fast. Here's what you need to know. Colon cancer used to be considered an older person's disease, but since 1990, rates have doubled in people under 50. And just this last year, in 2024, colorectal cancer became the leading cause of cancer deaths in young adults. And these headlines hit hard. Maybe it's because I just turned 40, maybe it's because I had my own digestive struggles when I was younger, or maybe it's because James Vanderbeek, yes, Dawson from Dawson's Creek, recently shared his own battle with colon cancer. Whatever the reason, I knew I had to talk about this. So here's what we know. Since 1990, people born in the 90s are twice as likely to develop colorectal cancer compared to those who were born in the 50s. And we don't know exactly why this is, but we do know there are certain risk factors linked to this increase. These include sedentary lifestyle, overweight and obesity, smoking and heavy alcohol use, low fiber, high fat American diets, diets that are high in processed meats, and environmental factors, and of course, family history. But the good news is we have control over several of these factors. And as a dietitian, I want to focus on one key factor that can help lower your risk: nutrition. One of the biggest dietary risk factors for colon cancer is low fiber intake. Right now, the average American eats just only 15 grams of fiber per day. That's half of what is recommended daily. Women should have about 25 grams a day, and for men, 38 grams a day. So where do you find fiber? It's simple. Fiber comes from plants. If it grew in the ground, it's got fiber. Some of the best sources include fruits, apples, berries, vegetables, leafy greens, carrots, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, whole grains, oats, brown rice, quinoa, beans, lentils, chickpeas, and nuts and seeds. The more variety you eat, the better. And there's two types of fiber, soluble and insoluble. Both play a really important role in our gut health, in our colon cancer risk. Soluble fiber dissolves in water and it forms this gel in your gut, and it helps to lower cholesterol and keeps our blood sugar steady. These are things like oats and apples. Insoluble fiber doesn't digest in water. It adds bulk to our stool and keeps you regular, which is really important in reducing our risk of colon cancer. And insoluble fiber can be found in lots of sources like nuts, seeds, veggies, and whole grains. So let's go back to that 15 grams of fiber, which is just not enough. A typical American diet, a typical American day of food would maybe look like this: a breakfast with a bagel and cream cheese and coffee. There's just 2 grams of fiber there. Fast food lunch of a cheeseburger, fries, and soda, just 4 grams of fiber in that. A snack could be chips or a granola bar. Maybe 2 grams of fiber in that. Dinner, chicken Alfredo with white pasta and garlic bread, merely 4 grams of fiber. And then a dessert of ice cream or cookies, 1 to 2 grams of fiber. And that would be a day of 15 grams of fiber. Now, what does a day of 30 grams of fiber look like? This is a fiber-filled day. Breakfast, oatmeal with berries, flaxseed, and a little drizzle of maple syrup, 10 grams of fiber to start your day. Lunch, a mason jar taco salad with black beans and some avocado thrown in, 9 grams of fiber. Snack, an apple with some peanut butter, 5 grams of fiber. Dinner, whole wheat spaghetti with turkey meatballs and a side salad, 8 grams of fiber. And that's going to total up to 30 grams of fiber a day. Can you see the differences here? And that 30 grams of fiber day I just talked about sounds pretty delicious to me. By simply swapping some foods, you can double your fiber intake, which can have a huge impact on your gut health and your colon cancer risk. And just a heads up, if you're adding more fiber to your diet, go slow. Jumping from 5 grams to 30 grams overnight can cause bloating, some discomfort. So you want to increase gradually over a few weeks to let your gut and everything else adjust. Another major risk factor, sedentary lifestyles. We are so sedentary in our modern age now. How many of you have a job where you sit in a chair at a desk all day in front of a computer? I totally get it. I spend a lot of time at my computer too, but we can make small changes that make a big difference. I recently got a standing desk and a walking pad, and honestly, Just standing feels really great. And then when I use my walking pad, I get movement in while I'm at the computer, and it is a win-win. So here's some other ways to get some movement in throughout your day. Set a timer on your phone. Schedule movement breaks every hour. Take those 5-minute walks around your office, around your house. Also, walking after meals. This helps digestion, and research shows that just 5 minutes of movement after a meal helps your blood sugar from spiking. So instead of going like this, it does a nice gradual rise. How about stretching while watching TV? The thing about being sedentary is we've sat all day in front of a computer, kind of makes us tired. We go home, we eat, and then we just want to sit some more. So if you're sitting in front of a TV, try to do some stretching as well. How about this? Park further away. This is one of those simple ones that might sound silly, but it's going to get you more steps and more movement throughout the day. And then here's one of my favorite ones. Do a few squats or drop and do a few push-ups while you're doing other things. You can absolutely brush your teeth and get some air squats in, or you can do some push-ups before you scroll social media. This isn't just about hitting the gym every single day. It's about getting in more movement throughout your day that feels good to you. Whether it's the gym, whether it's yoga, whether it's walking, find what works for you. And those little increases will help you and help prevent your risk for colon cancer. Now let's talk about processed meats because this is a big one. First, what are processed meats? This is going to be your bacon, your hot dogs, deli meats like ham, turkey, salami, and bologna. Ugh, never my favorite. Sausages, pepperoni. The issue with these meats is that they contain nitrates and nitrites, which have been linked to an increased risk of colorectal cancer. Even the World Health Organization classifies processed meats as a group 1 carcinogen, which means that there's strong evidence that they cause cancer. Now, I'm not saying that you can never eat bacon again or you have to completely cut these out, but cutting back slowly is going to make a difference. Try some swaps, swapping deli meats for grilled chicken or tuna or hummus on sandwiches. Try using beans or lentils in place of some sausage in recipes. And choose fresh and unprocessed meats when possible. One of the things I tell my clients all the time is to plus up your meat meals with beans. So if you're having ground beef tacos, add some black beans to it so you're getting more fiber and it adds bulk to the meal, bulk to your stool, which is really important. And what about red meat? It is a risk factor related to colorectal cancer, so it's best to limit it to about once a week if you can. Excessive alcohol consumption is also linked with a higher risk of colon cancer. If you drink, stick to moderation. The American Cancer Society recommends no more than 1 drink a day for women and no more than 2 drinks a day per men. And if you're already at a higher risk due to family history, consider cutting back even more. And for colon cancer prevention, just less is better. Consider swapping in mocktails, and these are really popular now, which I absolutely love. So mocktails instead of cocktails, or alternating a mocktail and then a cocktail, or just good old sparkling water. The most important thing is to take charge of your health. Know the warning signs. If you experience constipation or persistent diarrhea, if you have blood in your stool or sudden unexplained changes in your bowel movements, it is time to talk to your doctor. If you haven't heard of the Bristol stool chart, it's time to get familiar with it. Take a look here. Where do you fall and where do your bowel movements fall on this chart? And think about it. Where do you typically fall? And if you've noticed that maybe you're at the top of the chart one day and at the bottom next, those are drastic changes in bowel movements, and that's something to talk about with your doctor. And no, you don't need to be embarrassed talking about bowel movements. Your doctor and definitely your dietitian wants to hear about it. Changes in stool can be one of the earliest signs that something isn't right, so speak up. The bottom line, be your own health advocate. No one knows your body better than you. If something feels off, get it checked out. Make the appointments, speak up for yourself, move more, eat more fiber, cut back on processed meats and alcohol. And don't forget the newest guidelines recommend that everyone start screening for colon cancer at age 45, even if you have no family history. So stay informed, take care of your gut, and keep thriving. And if you want to see how I get 30 grams of fiber in a day while still eating delicious food, yes, even pizza, check out my latest What I Eat in a Day video. and I'll see you over there. Until then, eat well, be well, thrive.